and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we will be taking a look at Trump's approval rating by state and seeing how the electoral map would look like if the approval rating dictated where it was. So for example, sorry, that's just something else. For example, California's -28, which in this scenario would be 28 points in favor of Biden, which makes it safe. And we'll be doing that for all of the states, and if there's any I find anomalies, we'll discuss them all at the end. So Oregon and Washington are both also safe. I agree with that. These will be safe states. Maybe Oregon will be likely if Trump does really well, but it's highly unlikely that that will happen. Alaska is actually likely. Hawaii is safe. Okay. Likely, safe, likely, lean. Likely, safe, likely. We'll put it, any that are like 1, we'll put them in tilt column. Safe, likely, 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 likely. Safe, likely, 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 likely. Nebraska will be done as 1, not in its districts, because well, that's what we've got here. Likely, likely, lean. Likely, likely, lean. Sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong one. Likely, likely, safe, likely. Likely, likely, safe, likely. Safe, lean, lean, likely. Safe, lean, lean, likely. Mississippi is likely, safe, lean, likely, safe, lean. Kentucky is safe, likely, safe. And now we go to the northeast. Safe by a massive margin, -39 rather than 1. Really don't approve of him at all. Is it more so than yeah, it's more so in California. Wow. Safe, 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 likely. Safe, 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 likely. Safe, likely, tilt. Oh, sorry. Safe, likely, tilt. Safe and likely. Again, Maine all as 1 state because that's how the data has been given. And now we get to a really interesting part of the country. Pennsylvania is a part of this, but I just did that before because it's part of the northeast, really. So it's part of that area anyway. So let's get into the Rust Belt. Well, not Rust Belt, but the key states in this election, including Pennsylvania. So Minnesota is likely and likely, with Minnesota and Iowa. Now, Iowa is a very interesting one. It's very surprising to me that it is negative approval of Donald Trump. He won the state by 9.5 points in 2016. As I'm prepared to talk about this. Like the polls had him up by 3, and he got a 7.9. Like that is a massive margin. You'll see. Sorry about that. But yeah, a massive shoot up right before the end, and it's just surprising to me that its approval rating is so low of Donald Trump. Obviously, this is February, and you can see the bar as it changes. It's very high here. He would have won the election guaranteed. Immediately after he was elected, believe it or not, he'd have won the election. But just as it progresses, and then you get to coronavirus around December, Jan. It's just been at a steadily, as you can see, a downward trend for Donald Trump, and it's not looking good. Like, obviously it's kind of fluctuated at like a it's sort of plateaued now, sort of dipped, and now it's sort of plateaued, sort of just teetering between some states like Arizona and Ohio, which actually has a net 0 approval rating, so I can't give that to anyone. But Iowa having a negative approval rating, a state that Trump won by such a big margin, 9.5 points, same margins as Obama, 9.5, 5.8, and people expected him to win, but by such a massive margin. The closest poll undermined, sorry, what's the word? Undershot what he actually got. Sorry, I've completely forgot about the word I was trying to use. So it's just very surprising to me that it would have a negative approval rating, and in the election this will not happen. It's not going to Joe Biden, even if he picks Amy Klobuchar, who would apparently help in Iowa, which just makes sense with the rural areas probably coming out to vote for her more in the states around here. But even with Amy Klobuchar on the ticket, this still wouldn't happen. But let's move on. Missouri is likely, Illinois is safe, and likely. That's another surprising one. Wisconsin, a state that voted for Trump by 2.7 points. I know, sorry, not 2.7, 0.7 points. The polls have Biden up by 2.7, and I don't think Joe Biden will win Wisconsin in the election either. Probably by a tilt margin if he does, and tilt margin if he doesn't. But it will be very close to see Wisconsin, especially because it has quite a bad approval rating of Donald Trump. Michigan is likely by -10, the same as Wisconsin, which that is also very surprising, because I'd have thought Michigan was more safe for Joe Biden in the election, yet they disapprove of Donald Trump the same. So that's very interesting. Sorry, Joe Biden. Boom. Now Indiana has an approval rating, so likely. Ohio I can't characterize. Now this is what the map would look like if the election was dictated by approval rating. Now some of these states it looks alright. Biden clearly wins, and DC, there we go. And Ohio wouldn't be the deciding state, but it has a net 0, so yeah, I can't characterize it one way or the other. But it's very surprising that a state like Pennsylvania has a lower disapproval rating than Michigan or Wisconsin, because I'd have thought I'd have thought Pennsylvania would go to Joe Biden before Wisconsin would, before Iowa would by a long shot. And it's just really surprising to see that Iowa has a negative approval rating of it, and Pennsylvania has -1, but Michigan and Wisconsin both have -10. If we take a look at a state, another surprising one is Arizona, actually, which has a net approval rating of 1 for Donald Trump, and I think that will the state will go to Joe Biden in the election. I think if once it comes out up to May, I'll do another one of these, and just seeing if Arizona does go to Donald Trump. As you see, it has been in -7. It's been generally improving for him to 4 +1. So it has actually been improving in Alaska. It's been an upward trend for Arizona. But I still think Joe Biden will pick up Arizona in the election. Now, if you look at state trends, yeah, if I go to Arizona, for example, it's been very close. Very, very close. It's been teetering, but it's just picked up for him, Donald Trump, around the coronavirus, I guess. It's picked up, which is very surprising. If we go to Pennsylvania, where is it? Sorry, that's Oregon. Pennsylvania. There, it's a very close one, and actually disapproved for a long time, but has recently, since coronavirus really kicked off in America, more stabilized for Donald Trump. And states like Iowa, I'm really surprised by. Let's go to look at Iowa actually. Iowa. It's got such a high disapproval rating considering its net decrease of 14. It's a state that will go to Donald Trump in the election, and same with Ohio with net 0. It will go to Joe Biden. And Pennsylvania and Michigan, they will have bigger margins than Wisconsin in this next election, which is why Pennsylvania only -1 compared to Wisconsin is a real shocker. It shouldn't be like that, but he does appeal to most Republican voters, and so I could definitely see. I definitely can't see this happening. This is not happening. At best, Iowa is tilt, and Wisconsin is lean, and Michigan is lean. You know, like that. But I still don't think that's even possible. Iowa will go to Donald Trump in the election. But it's just interesting to see his approval rating. Obviously, this isn't taking into account Joe Biden's approval rating and how that actually might affect it. If like Joe Biden's disapproved of more in Iowa, or disapproved of less in Arizona, or approved of more, then maybe that needs to be taken into effect. But once there's a newer, more up-to-date version, I will do another one of that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and please give me ideas for future videos on the 2020 presidential election, or if you wanted me to show you what my prediction would be on the 2024 presidential election map, I would happily do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Take care and goodbye.